as mayoral candidate Giorgio Mammoliti announced his safety plan for the city today, and he joins us live. Thanks so much for coming in and talking to us on CP24.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And today, so you unveiled your safety plan, and that's been a hot topic talking to voters coming into this race for mayor, particularly when it comes to being on transit. Talk about your thoughts.
Well, no, it's not. I mean, it's about making sure that people are safe on transit. Obviously, I've announced that a whole new police division would be in our subways and on our buses as well. Mm-hmm. And I think that it's time. In New York, they do it. In Vancouver, they do it. And that's something I bring to the table. There are a few hundred officers that we are going to put in those divisions so people feel safer. I've also announced that there's a whole bunch of other policies in this city that have put people at risk. Our safe injection sites, for instance, with me as mayor, will disappear. No more safe injection sites. We will replace them with 12-step programs. Municipal funds will go towards that. The money that we save in this particular case would go towards finally treating people with the addictions that need it. And then, of course, the homeless issue comes into play as well. And I've got an announcement to make tomorrow with respect to my housing plan that deals with those that are homeless as well. But for me, it's about safety. Families really want to be safe on the streets. It's about the sidewalks being safe. It's about eliminating all of those things that we did as government to jeopardize their safety on the streets. And that's what today's announcement was about. You
touched on housing a little bit, and you said that you do have an announcement coming tomorrow, but I do want to get your thoughts on how in the city can we get more housing built, and particularly more affordable housing built over the next couple of years.
I did write the policy, the first 10-year housing policy in North America when I was with the City of Toronto as a councillor. That particular report and policy hasn't been tapped into properly. We can effectively house people right away if we really wanted to. We just have to go into that report, fluff off the dust of that report, and make sure we can do it right away. Tomorrow, you're going to learn from me how I'd like to also build out more affordable housing in our communities and not do it 10 years from now. We'll be able to do it right away with my plan. And for me, the people at home should know that my first priority is to make sure that they're safe. You know, today I walked around Dundas Square and around that safe injection site yet again, and we met a wonderful lady by the name of Kate, and she said to me point blank, "I'm scared. I come down here to work 3 days a week, and I don't want to come down because they harass me. The people on the sidewalks are doing nothing but harassing people." And she doesn't want to come in. I spoke to an addict who said, "Please help us." He was pleading with me to get them off of the substance that they're on. This program doesn't work for the City of Toronto. It didn't work for Vancouver, and it doesn't work for the City of Toronto. We've got to find help for people, not push them onto the sidewalks where they're going to die on us.
In the race for mayor now, we're about 6 weeks away, and as Beatrice was mentioning, with just an hour left to sign up, there are more than 90 candidates. As you're going around talking to people, are you finding them already engaged in this race, or are they looking at these numbers and the amount of people running and thinking, that's a daunting number for me to even get my head around this? Are people engaged at this moment yet?
You know, they're not. Not as they should be, perhaps. I think that people aren't talking about where Ontario should be placed. I think it's the politicians that want to force the agenda in this election. What people are talking about at home are safety issues, the TTC, making sure that they're accommodated properly on the TTC, making sure that they're not ignored when they got onto a bus and they feel safe. Shootings, stabbings, they're afraid of what's going on. That's what people are telling me. And there are other issues that we should be taking note of that we're not talking about. I mean, you know, our library issues, our library policies around who's reading to our children. You know, that's what people are talking about in the living room.
Congestion as well is another big thing people are talking about.
Congestion and of course the other monstrosity that happened during COVID without people knowing are the bike lanes. The bike lanes are causing so much havoc. And that's another thing I'll do, by the way. And I've made this announcement already. I will get rid of all the bike lanes on main arterial roads, including Danforth and Bloor, and all the areas that are congested. We got to have somebody come in and do the job and not be afraid of the wokeism that's going on in the City of Toronto.
We'll have to leave it at that. Candidate for Mayor Giorgio Mammoliti, thanks so much for your time. Appreciate you coming into our studios.
Thank you very much.
Today.